Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It is 1 minute past 8. I am still tired, but sod it. Welcome to the match preview. It's probably going to be a quick video anyway. Just going to do basic predictions. So, I couldn't get anyone else to come on. So, plus I'm busy most of the day. So, but yeah, whatever. Right, let's get up our first stat. Our head-to-heads with Watford, as you know, we have Watford on Saturday. It's it's definitely one that I've not really seen before in our head-to-heads. We have played them quite a number of times, and let's bring up the picture. This one, go for it. As again, it decides to mess up. There we go. Right, as you can see there, that is horrible. How about that? There we go. Right, as you can see, we have played a lot, and we have equalled every single one of them. We have had 16 wins, 16 draws, and 16 losses. So Saturday's game is going to be. It was going to determine which one of those go to 17. Oh, that I've never seen this before, so this is quite interesting to see. Who's going to have the upper hand on the head-to-heads when it comes down to Saturday's game? I'm hoping for a win. We're owed that much. We are really owed that much after what happened against Cambridge in the FA Cup. But yeah, that is again. I've never seen those a head-to-head like that. That's been equal in every single meeting. Other than that, we should move on to the next one. Let me just move that for a second. And we'll go on to the next stat, if I can ever find out which button to press. There we go. Next up, we'll go to the actual head-to-head results over the previous few games. And I've gone back as far as the turn of the century, so back to the 11th of March 2000. And there we go. This is how the results have fared. And over recent years, it's not been very good. As you can see, our last game against Watford was on the 25th of September, 2021. And we drew that game 1-1. We're currently on a pattern, and it's a pattern that I'm usually quite good at predicting, especially if you look back at the Villa preview. I saw a pattern, and I predicted the continuation of the pattern, and the pattern came true. So we're on a draw, loss, draw, loss, draw. If you're going to follow the pattern, then we will lose. But I do hope we can win. Last time we beat Watford was on the 3rd of November 2018. That was a 1-0 win. Before then, we had a 5-game losing run against Watford, going from the 19th of September 2015 all the way to the 5th of May 2018. So that was a horrible run, especially that 3-0 defeat there. Before then, we had a very good record against them, but we're going by recent ones. The pattern there is forming. It could very well continue, especially the way that we're not getting the results. I'm sorry if I sound like I've got a bunged up nose. I always get this early in the morning. But yeah, if the patterns continue that, and also all these draws have been 1-1. So it could very well be another 1-1 victory. Yeah, all right. It could very well be another 1-1 draw. Or it could very well be 2-0 loss, 2-1 loss. If it's anything like the Villa game where I predicted the correct score and I predicted the correct outcome, that followed a pattern of a draw, loss, draw type of theme. We did lose that game because going by the pattern, it said that we should lose. Going by this pattern, it also says that we should lose. So I'm beginning to not feel as confident as I should be. I do have these feelings, so it does look, it doesn't do well, and I'm usually pretty decent on predictions. There will be goals in the game. I can pretty much guarantee that. The fact is, we have to score if we're to get anything out of this game. Mainly because every single game this season, apart from one, we have conceded. And obviously that one clean sheet in the league was against Burnley. We did have another clean sheet that was also against Burnley, but that was in the Carabao Cup, which we didn't go through on that one. But yeah, so we've only had the one clean sheet. We have conceded in every single game. So I'm not hopeful of keeping a clean sheet. So in order to get anything, even if it's a draw or a win, or a draw or a defeat, we have to score. Because as soon as, I'm going to say as soon as Watford score, because we can't keep a clean sheet. As soon as Watford score, it's going to be a hell of a lot of pressure on us. I mean, I'd be amazed if we could keep a clean sheet, but I don't see it happening. Watford do have goals in them, even though results haven't gone their way either, but they do have the results in them. Do have goals in them. But yeah, we have to score if we're to get anything out of this game. And the team owe us this much. We have to win. This has to be a must-win game. I'm not saying that the final 19 games that we have are going to be cup finals. I don't like the term calling every game a cup final. Basically, if you look back over the years, we've been in finals and they've not actually gone well. So why keep calling it a final? These are must-win games to keep us in the league. That's what the players should be thinking. Win and we stay in the league. Every single game is win and we stay in the league. Not win and we've won a trophy, because we're not getting that trophy. Not yet anyway. We have to keep fighting for survival. Have to keep fighting for what is actually the truth. We're not fighting for a title. We're out of all the cups. We can't win the Premier League. I doubt if we won all our games, we'd be in Europe. Maybe we could, but that's not going to happen. Again, not yet anyway. We have to win a majority of our final 19 games. Roughly, I'd say possibly 9 wins out of the final 19. That will probably guarantee us safety. It's a lot to ask. And if we can't beat Watford, then I don't really see us staying up at all. At the start of the season, if you go back to my video when I've done a league prediction, I had us finishing in 18th position. This also being under Steve Bruce. I'm still sticking to the 18th. I still don't think we're going to survive, but I want to be proved wrong. I want us to survive. I want us to stay Premier League side. If we can bring in the right players and really strengthen this team and really start to kick off from now that we've actually brought in some players, then I would say that the best we can achieve is roughly around 15th position. But we need to start getting these results. We're getting performances. Don't get me wrong. We are getting better performances than what we had under Steve Bruce, but the results still ain't appearing. And this is the big deal that I mainly have. I'm not calling for Eddie Howe's head before anyone says anything. I'm just starting to think that these results need to start happening now. We can't leave it until the last minute because that ain't going to help us survive. We need to start getting these. We need to start seeing more of these W's before the end of the season. Well, right now we need to start seeing these W's. Otherwise, we'll be playing Championship football next season, and we really need to beat Watford. Watford is a must-win. We have Leeds after, I think it is. That will be a must-win. Every game is winnable, providing that we go out there with the right mind. We've proven that many times. We can beat Man City on our day, provided we've got our mind in the right place. We can beat anyone. We just need to start getting our mind in the right place now. Start pulling our fingers out and doing the right thing. That's enough of the scores there. So if we move on to my predicted 11, I have gone for, let me get this up. And here we go. That's about it. Right, my predicted 11 and formation. I've gone for a 4-1-4-1 formation. I believe there might be a slight injury to Dubravka. I'm not sure about that. I need to get full confirmation about that. I've only heard some rumours that Dubravka is injured and possibly not going to be starting. Also, there's been a lot of rumour that Darlow has come down with a second case of COVID. So he's going to be out. So I've put in Mark Gillespie as our starting keeper against Watford. Why haven't I put Woodman in? Because Woodman had his chance at the start of the season. Yes, all right, it was under Steve Bruce. But our defence, it doesn't help him out as much as they should have done. And also, I don't think Woodman is ready for Premier League football. In my honest opinion, he's done really well when he was on loan at Swansea. He's established himself as a really good Championship goalkeeper. I feel maybe he needs to be shipped out on loan again to another Championship side, or maybe even to a foreign league side. Send him out to Italy, Spain, Germany, to another big league and see how he can handle himself there before bringing him back. And hopefully he would have gained more experience in a bigger league to be able to fight for a place in the Premier League. But as it is, I don't think Woodman is Premier League standard at the moment. He's a very, very good Championship goalkeeper, but he's not really the right one for the Premier League. So Mark Gillespie, for me, as awful as he is, he's the only other option we have left. So he goes in goal for me. On the right side of defence, we have Kieran Trippier. Why not? He can whip a ball in. He can take set pieces. I've called him our answer to a James Ward-Prowse type of player. He's very good on his set pieces, and he's definitely showing captain material if you look back at the Cambridge game. Speaking of the captain, our captain Jamal Lascelles is alongside him at centre-back. Also at centre-back, I've seen pictures of him training, so it looks like he could potentially be returning against Watford. Maybe possibly on the bench, I don't know, but I put him straight into the side because I feel we do need him. We've got returning Paul Dummett at centre-back as well. And then on the left, I'm in an RM whether to have Trippier on the left or on the right because he can play on either side. But on the left, I've gone for Javi Manquillo. And that will be my four-man defence. Now, I know many ain't going to like the defensive midfielder role, but I've gone for Jeff Hendrick to fill in the DM spot, mainly because I want to see what he's like under Eddie Howe's training, just like we've seen with Joe Linton and John Joe Shelby. We've seen a much greater performance. So I want to see what he can do with Jeff Hendrick. And also because I don't really want to see Sean Longstaff play, and I don't want to see Joe Willock play or Matty Longstaff. So Jeff Hendrick is the only other option. Both the Longstaffs and Joe Willock have been absolutely poor. So how they keep getting into the team is beyond me. So Jeff Hendrick for me would be the one that starts. Going to the right wing, we have Jacob Murphy. The two central defenders, I know they're pushed further up on the picture, but they'll be the central midfielders. They'll be John Joe Shelby and Joe Linton, the two most improved players at the club since Hal came in, for me personally. And then on the left wing, I'm going with Ryan Fraser. Why have I dropped ASM? Because of this guy up top. What's he got to do with it? Well, Chris Wood is a guy that can score when he is fed the ball. So you've got two of the best crossers in the team. Count Trippier in there as well as a third. That can whip the ball in and it can get onto Chris Wood's head. With ASM, it's annoying more and more fans each day or each week when he's constantly hogging the ball. And when he's doing that, he's making runs and losing the ball. We just wish that he would get his head up before he makes his runs, just so that he knows that there's a pass available to him. We've seen in recent games that Callum Wilson gets so annoyed when he is in a position to get ready to have a chance on goal. But ASM just goes straight past him and loses possession, falls over, starts doing his whole sub me off routine because he thinks he's injured when he's not. And it gets really annoying. It's annoying to see. I feel he needs to be dropped. He won't pass. He wants to do it all himself. He thinks he can do it all himself, and he constantly fails at that. One good game out of 5 is not something to boast about. He's always doing his skills. He'd rather do that than actually be a team player. I see him as a very selfish player. He's got me to the point where I think he's a fantastic player, don't get me wrong. But I don't want selfish, ball-hogging players in my team. I would end up selling him if a very good offer came in. Morning, Stephen. How you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, ASM has definitely got to be dropped for me. So I would have Fraser and Murphy on the wings. I think Murphy is a fantastic crosser of the ball. We've seen that when, well, he's basically assisted most of Gale's goals with the balls that he's whipped in. So having him and Fraser on the wings to whip those balls in is, I think, would be perfect for us against Watford. Obviously, our new signing up top there, Chris Wood. I know it's got number 10 there because the numbers haven't really been updated yet. Chris Wood will be up top for me. Obviously, he's our new striker brought in. He's our only striker. I think Gal's come down with COVID as well. So he is our only striker, so he has to start. And obviously, as I've said, he scores when he's fed the ball. So who better to feed him the ball than Murphy and Fraser? Trippier as well when he whips his ball in. But yeah, I feel that's the strongest side that we can put out. I've seen pictures of Dummett in training, so I'm putting Dummett in the team now. Gillespie is the only concern that I have because I do believe Darlow's come down with another case of COVID, and Dubravka I think is injured from what I'm hearing. So Gillespie for me is the man that comes in because Woodman is championship quality at best. He needs to be shipped out on loan again. I don't see him as a Premier League goalkeeper at the moment. He's young, and goalkeepers don't tend to peak until they're in their late 20s, early 30s. So a bit more experience out on loan, maybe. I do see him as one for the future, but I don't see him as one now. But yeah, again, I want to see what Eddie Howe has done with Jeff Hendrick. I'd rather see him in the team than Sean Longstaff, Matty Longstaff, or Joe Willock at this time because they've all been awful. So if Eddie Howe can do with Jeff Hendrick like what he's done with Joe Linton and John Joe Shelby, made them the most improved players in the team, I personally think, since he's come in. If he can do the same with Jeff Hendrick, then that'd be amazing. So I would put him in there. So it's a 4-1-4-1 formation for me to go up against Watford. Don't know what you think. Let me know about that. As for score predictions, I'm going for, let's see, based on our recent head-to-heads, the pattern shows draw, loss, draw, loss. Draw, loss, draw, loss, draw. So if anything, if the pattern was to continue, we will lose the next game. Carl, welcome in. Hope you're well. Do you think ASM needs Eddie to spend time with him like he did with J7? I think ASM is being... I don't want to say it, but I think he's just being like a spoilt brat. He's upset because his best friend, Steve Bruce, has left the club. So he's not... Since Eddie Howe's come in, I think ASM's form has absolutely dropped. It has dropped really low. It's not as good as what it was. I think he's dare I say, playing to a way that he wants to be sold. If that's the case, I quite happily sell him. The way he's being selfish, if a 30, 40, 50 million pound bid was to come in, I'd accept it straight away. Who would have thought you'd need Hendrick in the team? But bet you're pleased. Like, I am. I'm very happy. Hendrick, why not? I mean, would you rather see Hendrick in the side over either the Longstaffs or Willock? Because they're the only other midfielders that we have, unless we actually do play Elliot Anderson. But then again, he's rumoured to be off to Luton on loan, which that is a deal that I actually don't like. I want to see him break through into the first team. Or would you rather see Willock or one of the Longstaffs play there. I mean, I actually want to see Hendrick. He does have, and it's a proven stat, he has a 100% shot rate with us. He does have a 100% shot rate. When he's had a shot, he's scored. So why not? If we can get him forward, I believe when he was at Burnley, when he got forward, he was quite a threat. But since he's been with us, he's mainly been sitting back and just non-existent. So if Eddie Howe can have the same effect with Hendrick as he's had with Joelinton and Shelvey, I don't see why we can't get a decent player out of him. Who would pay it though? God knows. No one's interested in him, so why? Willock has been shocking. Same with Longstaff, so I'd begrudgingly agree on Hendrick. It's one of those ones where you don't want to, but you know that he's the only other option that you have rather than play what's there. So if Howe still plays Longstaff, or even if he starts Willock, I think questions have to be asked again. So thinking, why are they getting into the team? As well as questions had to be asked against Cambridge after that horrific performance and those stupid after-match comments. Would you be happy if Diego... I actually would be very happy if Diego Carlos signed. He's actually quite a quality player. I was happy with Kieran Trippier signing. I'm an R-in, and I really want to be proved wrong with Chris Wood. I don't really see him as our ticket out of the relegation zone. But I'm willing to give him the chance. I want him to prove me wrong. If he scores 10 goals a season, then he's only got 3. So he needs to at least get 7 for us for the rest of the season, the other 19 games. But I'm giving him the chance, especially when I've read the report that Callum Wilson put out that saying that I'm going to prove that I'm the king of the pitch. I love that fighting talk. I want to see more of that fighting talk from the players. Callum Wilson is not going to give up his number 9 shirt. He's earned that. He is still my number 9. He is still a goal machine. I don't think Wood will ever get that number 9 shirt. So when Callum Wilson is finally fully fit and they're both up top together, that'll be the good chance to see who is the best one on the pitch. But Carlos, I'll definitely take him. If anything, I think I'd take Diego Carlos over Botman, to be quite fair. But either way, we do need a centre-back in. The first player that I wanted to be brought in the transfer window, I know it was Kieran Trippier, but it needed to be a centre-back. It had to be a centre-back. That is our only position that we really need to be freshened up on, because we've not had a fresh centre-back since 2018. That's now, 4 years ago. We need a fresh centre-back. I'm not sure if we can recall Kel Watson from his loan spell. I think that's a permanent loan spell for the season. Be kind of like another situation with Chelsea trying to bring Emerson back off loan. They're trying to agree some sort of deal to compensation kind of thing. So it could be too much hassle. But we do need a centre-back. I don't think Carlos would come. I reckon he would come. He does seem quite interested, and we're offering the money. So it'll be like it'll get to the point that when the player wants to come and the club's not allowing it, the player gets unsettled. He gets unhappy. That then rubs off on the rest of the team. And then the rest of the team's just going to say, just sell him because we're just going to get awful. They're not going to play. So to not have a player unhappy and unsettled at the club, you're gonna need to sell him eventually. If Wood scores tomorrow, does the shush celebration just know that? And does the shush celebration just know that that's aimed towards you? I welcome it. I welcome it. But that'd be one game, one goal. He'll still need to do more. He'll still need to do more. I'm still expecting a Hendrick hat trick because it has a perfect ring to it. If I was to say anything, I would probably say that I would want at least 7 goals from Wood because everyone boasts that he gets 10 plus goals a season. So he's only got 3 goals so far. So for me to probably be on his side, he would need to get 7 goals to reach 10. So 1 goal and a shush, I'll just shush you right back. What number did Wood get? He got number 20. Don't worry about that. That's not been updated yet from where I get my where I do my squad list. And Callum Wilson's still got number 13, so they still haven't done that one. Yeah, he got 20. He got 20. Yeah, going on result score prediction again, going by the head-to-head. If the pattern continues, then we will lose. It's just like the same with Villa. There was a pattern there. I read the pattern. I saw the pattern, and we did lose, and by that same result. So again, if following that pattern, the pattern says that we will lose. And both losses we have conceded 2. So going by that pattern as well, I would say I'm going to go for a 2-1 either way loss and victory. We're either going to win 2-1 or we're going to lose 2-1. If the pattern's correct, we'll lose 2-1. If we can break that pattern, we'll win 2-1. Either way, we are conceding because we've only kept 1 clean sheet this season. I'm not happy with Gillespie in goal, but he's the only option that we have. It's going to be tough. Watford do have goals in them. It's up to us to stop that. It's up to us to really start picking up some form. I don't see a clean sheet happening at all. 1 clean sheet in however many games we've already played. It's shocking. Without Dubravka, without Darlow, that's a huge, huge blow for us because we only have Gillespie and Woodman. Woodman I'll send out on loan again. So Gillespie is not the best option, but he is the only option. 2-1 for me either way. 3-1 Newcastle with Jolinton and ASM. Ugh, I don't know about ASM. I've dropped him. I ain't playing him. I wouldn't even bring him on as a sub, to be perfectly honest. He needs to sit out a few games, I think, to maybe look back at what he's doing on the pitch. I mean, if he was under a Bobby Robson team, I could imagine that Bobby Robson would be ripping him a new one, just saying that stop ball hogging, stop being such a selfish prat and just get on with it. Get your head up and pass the fucking ball. 2-0, I hope. I mean, it's a possible, but with Gillespie in goal, no. And our form, we concede every single game, no. It's just got to the point where you have to know that if we don't score, we lose. Because we've only 1 clean sheet, we have to score in order to get anything out of a game. Jolinton is one that I'm naming in my squad more regular now. every time I would name my predicted team, I would never name Joe Linton in it because I absolutely despised him. Just an awful signing. But now he's probably the first man that I click on to get into the team because he has to be there. And we now know what position he plays. I do wish Wood all the best. And I hope he has a great game. I do think we also need to bring in another striker because God forbid that Watford or Leeds or whoever we play down the line look at him and say, right, they've got Wood now. We need to target him. And they target him and he gets injured. That's the last thing we need because we're straight back to square one with no striker. So we really do need to possibly bring in a new striker as soon as. But my main focus would be the centre-back role. Again, if you look back at our head-to-heads, as I said at the start, it's the first time I've ever seen something like that. We've won 16 games against Watford. We've drawn 16 games against Watford. And we've also lost 16 games against Watford. It's the first time I've ever seen something like that. So this match determines who is better, depending on how the result goes. Who gets that 17, or do we both get the 17? But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my team, a 4-1-4-1 formation. Jeff Hendrick makes the team over Sean Longstaff, Matty Longstaff, and Joe Willock. I want to see what he can do. Gillespie's in. Dummett is in after seeing training pictures of him. So hopefully he's in. I think Lascelles is fit. So he's in, obviously. He's our captain for now before this man gets the armband. If Lascelles plays like against Man United, we might be okay. Hopefully, I get the feeling that maybe if you do take the armband away from Lascelles, he won't have as much pressure on him. Just like with Joe Linton, you took the number 9 away from him. Didn't really deserve the number 9 to begin with. But that aside, after he got the number 9 away, his performances have improved. Well, did slightly improve. But now, under Eddie Howe, his performances have skyrocketed. And the number 9 went to the right person in the end anyway, with Callum Wilson. But yeah, I think that will be it. Like I said, it's going to be a short one. Short one that's already gone on for 40 minutes, so not really all that short. But I'm going for a 2-1 either way score prediction. Pattern says that we're going to lose due to head-to-heads. Sometimes the patterns do really come true. I'm hoping it doesn't in this case. But yeah, those guys in the game do stay safe and take care there. And obviously I will be back for the wait, let's get rid of this. I'll be back for the after match show as always on Saturday night, roughly around 8 o'clock. So do come on, or do have your say and come on as well if you want. I'll drop you a link in the DMs or whatever. Other than that, do subscribe, do leave a thumbs up, do hit the notification bell when you'll always know when I'm going live or when I drop a video. No problem. Yes, 69th minute, guys. Whether you're at home or whether you're in the ground, in the 69th minute, do applaud and clap for the legend, the great man himself, the King of Northumberland, Dave Harrison. I'll be doing it. What else? While I was watching the game. Apparently, they said there's going to be a picture of him up on the screen. That'd be amazing if the cameras do span over to that. I'll be clapping for him. I know many others will. So do show your appreciation to Dave. An amazing guy. A regular on this channel. And he really he'll be watching down. He'll be looking down, and he'll be hoping that we'll be getting the win. So we'll do it for you, Dave. We'll do it for you. I bet you was fuming with the Cambridge match. I would have loved to have heard you ranting about that. But yeah, guys, do hit the thumbs up. Do hit the notification bell as well. Do subscribe if you're new. Share around so everyone else can come over and watch and subscribe as well as that. And I will see you on Saturday evening at 8 o'clock with Chippers and the usual bunch. Just have your say. It's usually a rant, but if we're lucky, we might get a win. The club owes it to us after Cambridge. We are owed so much after that match. So a win is definite. We have to win. But yeah, I've got things to do, guys. Take care. I will see you Saturday.